Hey, Rick, we've got a guy on our ball club, Trey Turner, that has just been unbelievable. He's been our igniter. He reminds me of guys like Willie Wilson, Joe Morgan on my team, who could steal a base at any time. He could have stole 100 a year, but he would steal 65, and only most of them when they counted. Who are some of the guys that were really difficult to hold down during your era, and how did you go about slowing those guys down?
Well, there was Ricky Henderson. There was no slowing him down. I mean, I threw him out early in his career before he really learned how to get jumps out there. And then all of a sudden, when he got jumps, there was nobody who was going to throw him out on a consistent basis. You just had to be lucky. Willie Wilson was another one of those guys that got really good start, even stealing third base. You know, there just seemed to be more focus on stolen bases in my days because we didn't have as much power in the lineups as you're seeing in lineups today. Now, the only way that Ray, you can really stop a player like Turner and those guys, they get outstanding jumps. It seems like they never stop moving at first base. They get that lead. They just keep going. The little jumps get shorter and shorter. But if you don't make them completely stop and you don't change your speed when you come set, you know, and look over once and try not to patternize yourself, or that you're never going to have a chance to throw those kind of guys out. This guy, Turner's already got 14 stolen bases. Our whole team only has 14 stolen bases. He hasn't even been there for the whole season. So if the pitcher can't give you that fast move, you know, to home plate, you're not going to throw out guys like him. You've got to have, you know, that where they don't lift their leg, they just move straight to home plate. That gives you a little better chance. And then you better have a decent arm with some accuracy too.
Well, I saw Johnny Bench not be able to throw out Lou Brock and Cesar Geronimo. Those two guys, I mean, Cesar Cedeno. And they just stopped even worrying about him. And did you ever have that situation where you would just tell your pitcher, just pitch, don't worry about that guy?
No, I never had that situation. I had too much ego back there. If you stole second base, I took it personally. I mean, I actually got in fights with my pitchers at times for not holding guys on well enough to give me a chance to throw them out. If I had to pitch out, if we had to quick pitch, we did whatever we had to do to try to get guys. Now, we did get Ricky Henderson a few times during the course of my career. It's just that when he started to get a little bit more savvy about how and when and what pitch he was going to pick to go, he became impossible to throw out. Willie Wilson was different. We really had to focus on getting me the ball, you know, making it. We had to vary every single thing we had. The stop times when the pitcher came set, we had to vary the leg lifts, you know, that quick move to home plate. So that's just the way it went.
All right, let's get to your guy, Zach Britton. Never have I been more impressed, and I mean never, have I been more impressed with a fastball at 97 that moves like this guy's. I've never seen anything that just explodes. He doesn't have a sinker. He has an explosion. And you saw him as a starter. What has he done to be able to develop this type of late movement and have the ball go down, sideways, inside? Rick, since you've been there.
Ray, I've never in my life, in the 50 years I've ever been here, and all the time I've caught up here at the Majors, I've never seen anybody like him. Not only is he tall and he throws downhill, mechanically he's as good as you're ever going to get out there on the mound. Now, he has an advantage, even though, you know, he's tall and has good mechanics, is that finger on his left hand. All right, I'll try it with this hand. And the finger on the left hand is only about as long as where you're seeing the tip of my finger now. So he has an elongated middle finger. And all the good sinker ball pitchers that I ever have talked about how they have to make that ball come off that middle finger. With him having such good mechanics right over the top and that explosiveness that comes down, it almost naturally comes on. You don't have to put much pressure on the ball to get it to sink. That's why you don't see this kind of sink when his ball comes in. The kind of sink that he has, it goes almost straight down. It comes here and boom, that's the sinking motion that he has. It's impossible to gauge when you're a hitter. You see it coming in, but all of a sudden it just de-elevates and it gets down underneath. I've never seen anything like it either. He is totally amazing. Everything that he does is perfect and the best I've ever seen in the history of the game.
Well, that's saying a lot. Reminds me of Bruce Suter's and Mike Scott's splitter, and he throws a fastball. Hey, my man, you got us last night. but we're going to bust your tail tonight. We're going to jump right out on you guys, score about 5 or 6 runs. And I don't know that you guys are going to drive them in one at a time, are you?
Ray, I don't know that I'm going to have to agree with you right there. If you thought Bundy was tough last night, you think Gosman's moving down the same track, too. So you guys better crank it up a little bit because he's got 99 miles an hour for you at the same time. He's getting a little bit better breaking ball. The changeup is there. So,
hey,
you know, you guys, that may not be true. And you can't bet in baseball.
Oh, I was just, friendly bet. Hey, we're cranking it up down there right now, big boy.
All right, babe.
I'll check you later, my man. Thank you.
All right, Ray. Take care, bud.